Behind the scenes with me as I take you through the process of making this amazing raspberry coconut cheesecake for my friend's birthday. It is quite the process, so try and keep up. Start by making a raspberry compote, which is just raspberries, sugar, and a little bit of cornstarch. And that's got to cool for a couple hours, so you got to make that ahead of time. Then I mixed up a graham cracker crust with just graham cracker crumbs, a little bit of sugar, and melted butter. I press that in the bottom of a springform pan that is lined, and I also leave my little tabbies sticking out of the sides so I can quickly lift my cake off of that, and I'll show you later how seamless that works. Then you mix up your cream cheese and sugar until it's super smooth and creamy, and blend in your eggs one at a time. And I think that's a really important step when you're making cheesecakes. That's what I've discovered anyway. Now I add in some coconut emulsion. This smells so good. Some heavy cream and then crushed up coconut flakes. I put them in my food processor just to grind them up a little bit. I've never bought coconut milk before, and so it was really chunky until I poured it into a bowl, and then I just mixed it up a little bit because it just separated in the can. I poured that in, mixed it all up until it was super creamy, and then I separated out a couple cups of the plain batter, poured the rest on the cheesecake, and then I mixed in some of the raspberry compote with the batter that I had taken out, and then dropped little dollops on top of the cheesecake in the pan. Swirled that all around so it kind of swirls in and amongst the cheesecake. Then I added a few more dollops of just the straight raspberry compote and did the exact same thing, swirled it in. And now this bad boy was ready to go in the oven. It baked for an hour and a half, and then I left it in the oven for another hour to cool with the door cracked. One tiny little crack on the outside, but not bad. That went in the fridge to chill overnight. So then the next day, the morning of I was delivering this cake, I whipped up a fresh batch of whipped cream, toasted some coconut in the oven. So see how these tabs on the side of my springform pan just make it so easy to lift the cheesecake up. It's like a game changer, I swear by this. Next, I used a little bit of the raspberry compote to kind of glue the cheesecake down onto my cake board. And then before I placed the cheesecake on the board, I added the toasted coconut all around the outside of the cheesecake because it was still sticky from just removing it from the pan. Then I topped it with more of the raspberry compote and spread that all around to make it look nice and even. Then added all of my whipped cream dollops around the outside. Still had quite a bit of my toasted coconut left, so I thought I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of those all over the whipped cream topping. Then I finished it off with some fresh raspberries all around the outside. At this point, I was like, I don't even care if this doesn't taste good because it looks so amazing. I was so proud of it. But I knew deep down that this was going to be epic and it was going to taste amazing. So I got this cake boxed up and headed over to my friend's house. And my intent was just to drop this cake off and for her to enjoy it. But she asked if I wanted to slice into it with her and enjoy it. And like, I could not say no to that. So here's the birthday girl serving up some cake for the both of us to share. And I'm so glad she did because it was so delicious. And I don't always get to enjoy all the treats that I make, so this was a real treat for me as well. This girl is a gem and deserves all of this and more. Happy birthday, Trina.